Good afternoon. It's Friday. It's Friday, Opera Friday. Actually, Mario Ficini wants to join live because Friday's RoCK. I'm going to cut this off because I don't know if I'm even going to be able to get away with that. But it's a great day. I appreciate you for being here. I decided I'd do this impromptu because whatever, I do what I want. So let's get serious for a minute, but not too serious because it is Friday after all. What are you up to? Where are you joining me from? What is good in your life today? Let me know in the comment below. How does the audio look? How does the video look? As always, and I'm going to fire up something I won't get in trouble for. Hopefully that was distorted enough because
nationwide.
No. Why do the ads have to be so loud? There we go. 9 more seconds. I can skip that crap. So I typically do these at night, but I just felt like sharing. I'm having a great day and wanted to see what you're up to. And also, I've tested this out in the middle of the day. I've tested this out in the evening of the day. I felt like doing it. So we're going to have some fun. Have a little bit of time, about 11 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever the clock says. So let me know how the audio sounds. Let me know how the video sounds. And I'm going to help you. Now I can turn this back on. Here we go. What up now? So how is your Friday treating you? What is your biggest business challenge? And how does the audio and video look? Is this coming in loud and clear? It might be. It might not be. What do you do to celebrate? Small victories, big victories, sending a message to someone, following up with a prospect, helping someone. What do you consider a victory and how do you celebrate it? That is something to consider because too often I think we get inside of our own heads and go, I'm not doing this right, I'm not doing that right, I'm not doing this right, I'm not doing this right, and I sure as heck am not doing this right. Meanwhile, you have all these gifts and talents and abilities that God has placed within you. And you can be blessing the world. Hey, BJ, how's it going? Good afternoon to you, too. Jenna, got my first salon startup client. Fantastic. Congratulations. See, and that's what I like hearing. That's why I love sharing and getting the message out and help people get their books and videos and message. Share it with the world. This is talent and ability and skill that you can give to someone. You have gifts. You have talents. What are you doing to share them with people? Or are you so in your own head with everything you're not doing right that you might not feel like you're worth it. You might not feel like you're worthy. You might not feel like you can't pull it off. But I assure you, you can. And you can have fun in the process. If you're just joining me, I see more and more people joining. Be sure to go back to the replay because I started this off like I never have before. And it was fun. And if you were here when I did start it off, let me comment below with what I did. And if you didn't, well, you can go back to the replay in a very short while when I go get, when I leave. So, BJ, what are you up to this Friday afternoon? I saw your post. Thank you for sharing that. And you absolutely do have a lot of gifts and abilities that you're going to help a lot of people with. I think it's great you were surveying everyone. That is, now let me ask you about that, BJ. Do you have an email list? Do you have a list of people you can send an email to? And obviously you have Facebook because that's where you're watching this. But as far as LinkedIn, Twitter, your website, an email list, do you have you ever done a survey like you did just with the post? Have you ever condensed that down into like SurveyMonkey or Survey Gizmo and sent people the link to get results back in? And Jenna, congrats again on your first startup client. Could you speak more to that, please? And thank you. Oh, clever. Very, very clever. I just saw something that one of my friends is doing. Using leverage in piggybacking, capitalizing on a good thing. All the more to be a good thing. Use everything you have in your arsenal to your advantage to help more and serve more and transform more lives. Do not be afraid of it. Whether things are going good or things are going bad, God is good always, and this too shall pass. It's temporary. What are your skills and abilities? If you are confident enough to put them in the box below, feel free. I encourage it. I welcome it. And if you're not, write it down. Know it in your heart. Write it down in Evernote. Write it down on a napkin. Write it down on whatever you have lying around. If you don't want to share it, that's fine, but truly think about it. What do I have to offer the world? What do I have to offer the world? And are you in line with that? Are you currently doing it? I hope the answer is yes. And if it's not, really encourage you to look into that, because once you play to your strength zone, I didn't even know this was a strength zone or whatever you want to call it, but in high school I had notoriously bad grades, and the second I went into speech class, speaking, debate, I was in speech pathology, learn how to talk better-ish in like first and second grade. What was it? No, Ryan was the Y. Was mine the L? Yayan. No, that was him with the L. What was mine? R's? I'll have to ask my parents. Whatever it was, I had an issue saying... Was it Lion? No. Yayan. That was him. Mine was... I don't know, QRSTLNE? RSTQLNE? Whatever. One of them, I's, J's. One of the words that you have to enunciate. If anyone knows what I'm referring to... Ash, how are you? If anyone knows what I'm referring to, and you might know the top 5 speech problems children have, please list them, because I'll probably be able to pick it out. But not speech pathology, even though I did have that in first and second grade. I think it's speech pathology. Maybe it was the T's. Whatever. Once I got into speech class in college, where you have to give a speech, it was a strength zone. In high school, it was band, choir, and drama. I was failing almost everything, had C's and D's and the rest. And I just got tired of it. I wasn't reading self-help books at this point. I wasn't learning these things and going to conferences and trainings and events and seminars. I just got tired of it. You don't need to be a rocket surgeon to make dramatic changes in your life for the better. You just have to go, I'm tired of this. I'm going to do something different. So, once you know you can make a difference, you just have to act on it. So whether it's speech or anything, what is your gift? What is your talent? What has God given you that you can share with the world? Once you change it, life becomes easier, more profitable, You have a better attitude, and everyone around you likes you more because you're not a sourpuss. And I went from D's and C's and F's to straight A's. Was I really trying that much more? No. I assure you I wasn't. I didn't magically wake up the next day and go, you know what? I'm going to devote my whole life to school because academia is where it's at. I respect people that's their thought process, and they're, majority of my friends are all 4.0 genius people academically. They're very, very intelligent. And I know a lot of people in business that they were Harvard, Yale graduates, literally. And they're also very successful in business. That was not me. But in high school, my friends were the 4.0 kids because I like intellectual things if I'm interested in it. So if you're not interested in it, you're probably not going to do good. And that's what I realized, that a lot of people have this passion and desire, and they want to start a business. They want to publish a book. They want to do a series of video. They want to make their life easier. And the only thing holding them back is what they believe to be true. Doing any of this is not that difficult once you step into it. Yeah, you need a strategy. Yeah, you need someone to help you with it. But it's like everything else. Baking cake, baking spaghetti, making ice cream. What? Any of it. If you know the process and have help, you just have to go through it. Riding a bike. You couldn't do that. You couldn't drive a car. You couldn't walk. You couldn't clothe yourself. You couldn't go to the bathroom. You didn't know how to make friends. And now the likelihood that you're having a problem with any one of those is very slim, because I know my audience, and they're all mostly at least 30 and up, 25 and up. And I really hope you can walk and bathe yourself by the time you're 30. If not, keep learning. You'll get it soon. The point is, if there's something inside of you, and there has been something stirring in me over the last month, and everything is relatively good, but I wasn't born here to be good, and I don't believe you are either. What is the one thing you can do more? What is the two things you can do more? Maybe it's not doing more. Maybe it's believing more. Maybe it's just believing more. And I'll tell you what, the shifts I've made all came in my mind. And I appreciate my business coach, because I really haven't changed anything except everything. I didn't have to get a new car. I didn't have to get a new place. I didn't need a new awesome computer screen. I didn't need a new microphone. I've had all this. I just believed I could do more and be more and help more and serve more. And I started to. And some awesome things are happening. They're starting to. The momentum's building. And I'm doing everything I can to keep it going. Because I remember the example of like riding a surfboard. You know, you keep paddling, you keep paddling, you keep paddling. And you might not see it happening. And it might not be happening in your time. You might want it today. You might want it tomorrow. You might think, okay, it's not in my time, but for sure this week. And then it might not happen in that week. And then you think, okay, it's maybe too close to my time. I know God's got this, but for sure this next week. It might not be the next week. But if there's one thing you can control, it's the action you take and the people you help. So you keep paddling, and you keep paddling, and you keep paddling. And you keep paddling, and you keep paddling. And you don't stop, you keep paddling. And it still might not happen, but you keep paddling. Because this isn't the first time it's happened. Sometimes it's a mental shift, and the next day something big happens, and from there on out, you're good. Maybe it's a few days later. Oh, this is the song. This is a song I've been trying to figure out. I had it playing like 17 times yesterday and wasn't sure what it was. I got to record this. Different heavens, safe and sound. And it might not happen. There we go, got it. But you keep paddling. And then when you look back, you realize, holy crap, I've done more than I ever have, and it was pretty effortlessly because you believed it's possible. And this reminds me of a clip I'm going to drop in here. Let's see if this is it. Yes. There's no way I can play this for two reasons. One, I will start crying. Two, Facebook will slap me for it. But I want you to watch that. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? Oh, what's this? Google the first word. Oh, wrong thing. How do you delete a comment? Edit. Oh, I need the actual link. I grabbed the Google search link. I want you to watch this and try not to cry. Here we go. It's a scene from a movie. It's the second one, the YouTube one. And it just reminds me that whatever you're going through today, I hope you're having a great day and it's the best day ever. But you know what? If it's not, I am so happy for you. That may sound weird. Well, why would you want it to not be the best day ever? Because there's a quote from Bill Gates. And it goes something like, success is a horrible teacher. It seduces us into thinking that we can't fail. When things are going good, I pray that that's where you're at, because you can get to a new milestone. And truthfully, there's things you can do and coast for years. Been there. Just ended that. And it's great. It's really nice and enjoyable to relax and really not worry about a thing. I don't like going through negative stuff, but if you are, you can turn it around and play so much more full out, so much on a bigger thing. If something is happening that is undesirable, and I'm not saying to go get your life in shambles purposely to try and find something, but if something comes up, there is a reason for it. It's because you didn't learn the lesson the first time. It might be, there's a few areas that I like to touch on. And 20 years ago, at least, I was sitting in band class. And I adopted this from when I was, when I started talking to girls, because they're nice and they're pretty and they can be nice. And they're enjoyable to enjoy life with and share moments with. Not all the time. Some of them are mean, but I was sitting there in band class in like 7th, 8th grade. And I was thinking, who do I want to take to the dance? Who would I really, your time is your most precious asset. Who you allow around you says a lot. And I was thinking, who? So I just thought about, what do I want that person to look like? I had no idea about vivid vision or vision boards or envisioning or dreaming or whatever. Like strategies and techniques to acquire what you want in the future. Write it down and make a list and, put it on your vision board. I was just not paying attention in class. And I was thinking financially, emotionally, mentally, and spiritual. Do we have the same views on money? Because in 8th grade, how old would I have been? 14. Yeah, I had already started my first business. I started my first company when I was 12. So I had different viewpoints on money and all that than most people 10, 15 years older than me. I always have, and I count that as a blessing now. Because someone you get around Money is a very interesting thing. Finances. Are you a saver? Are you a spender? Are you a both? Are you planning for the long term, or do you only live for the short term? It's something you probably want to be in alignment on. Emotionally, I think everyone's a basket case in 8th grade, truthfully. But are you like really off your rocker? Are you like really, really emotional? Can you handle things? And I'm not saying like life events that are travesties and it's like, someone passes away. Oh, I can't handle that one. I'm not even going to mention that again. I really don't like losing people. Ever. Friends, family, or seeing people hurt. So we're going to skip over that. But emotionally, that is a normal event that people generally are grieving over. If you're upset every day because of the weather in your clothes and your shoes, it's your choice if you're around someone that's like that. I'll leave it there. Mentally, are you intelligent? No, I should probably behave here. There are people at different levels of intelligence all throughout society in the world. I'll leave it there. Spiritually, that's probably even more of a touchy subject than finances, but these were the 4 areas I was thinking of. FEMS. If you look in the Facebook album here, you'll see something called FEMS PR, because as I got older, I realized that physicality, working out, being in shape, for healthy reasons, not because you're looking to look like a supermodel for the women or Arnold Schwarzenegger for the men. You can just generally want to be healthy and realize it plays with your brain and your intellect and how you interact with people. Prevent aging. Don't die early just because of carelessness. Do something exercise-wise. And then R, relationships. The older I got, I realized that I have been blessed with great relationships. And some bad ones. But through my life, I've never really had a problem making friends and meeting people, and I've been able to help people that have. Because of that, that's a huge gift. So I added on PR, FEMS PR. Financial, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, and relational. These are the areas. I've adopted it into business now because I realized who are the clients you're attracting? Who are the colleagues you're attracting? Who are the partners you're attracting? Who are the people you're just generally talking to? Who are the audiences you're speaking to? If you're speaking to an audience that doesn't share your viewpoints financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physical, and relationally, do you think you might have a hard time speaking and giving them value if they're not even receptive to listening and hearing you talk? That was cool. So whatever area of your life you're looking to work on, run it through those filters and see if it doesn't improve the quality of your decision making. I would bet you it does. What's the thing I can legally say? I can virtually guarantee it. It's a good thought. And if I would just say it out loud, it would make more sense for you. Real good in here. Got to keep speaking, though. That was something I had to overcome also. This here is going like that. And there would be times I'm like, I didn't tell you that? You sure? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. You positive? Because in my mind, we had this full-on conversation. I never said anything. So I'm very thankful for the creative and imagination. It's really great if you're in the industry, but when you're talking with people, make sure you're actually expressing and communicating. So we started this with the gifts, talents, and abilities. Do something to align with them. Over here, you'll see red. I have my alto sax. I didn't play sax for a long time, and last summer I got it back and started playing again. I started cooking more. I started spending more time with friends and family. By choice, by purpose. If you can't prioritize the time, when do you think it's going to get done? It's the same thing for writing a book, growing your business. If you want to accomplish a goal, you can do anything in the world you want, but Are you taking the right steps for it? It doesn't need to be fast. It doesn't need to be a lot. It doesn't need to be 14 hours a day. I encourage you not to do it like that. Figure out a strategy, set a goal, set a game plan, and then focus on it. Hey, Dave, how are you? It shouldn't take a long time. You should be able to to accomplish the goal. And I can't think of much anything that takes more than 90 days. 30, 60, 90, 120 days. Whatever the case is. Now, if some smart on here says, well, if you're trying to erect a skyscraper and rebuild a 110-floor building, I'm talking about something tangible in your life, not something that you're using to prove a point against me. If you want to write a book, you can do it in as quick as a day. If you want to shoot, okay, maybe a movie. Okay, a movie. Maybe that takes longer, but the point is you still have a deadline, you still have a game plan, you have a strategy. Unless you're shooting a major motion picture, yeah, maybe it takes 6 months to a year. But even that, I mean, look at Pixar. They crank those suckers out like crazy. They figure out the game plan and know what they need to make it work. They need a ton of computers to compute all the rendering of the frames. I remember calculating a video I was making. It was going to take 6 years to render it all out. So I invested in better hardware that turned it into 6 days. Still was a long time. Would have liked more rendering boxes, but at the time, that's what I could do. But I was thankful because you can use computational algorithms to figure out, hey, I need 30,000 hours of this. Well, how many hours is that? Okay, let's break it down. I don't know what it comes out to, but 30,000 hours is 536,000. If that's roughly a year, 1/20th, maybe, oh, yeah, about a month. 3 weeks, a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Whatever it is, you can figure it out. There's a game plan. If you're trying to build a house, if you try to do it on your own, it'll take longer. If you get 100 people, I'd love to know what the world record of that is, actually. The point is there's always a solution if you're willing to look for it. And if you believe you can do something, you absolutely can. As a man thinketh, so is he. So I wanted to share with you today. I'm feeling good. I didn't want to wait till this evening. And I'm excited to help you. I'm excited to help more people, more than I ever have before. And just be that much more caring, that much more. The truth is to believe that much more that I'm worth it. I've always cared. I've always helped people. That's not the case. I'm just feeling better than I ever have, despite good, bad, or indifferent. And I wake up now, today, realizing I have a lot of gifts, talents, and abilities God has blessed me with. And I want to transfer that energy to you. I want to give it to you. I want to help you. Because I tell people all the time, I'm not perfect. God has done so much for me and continues to do so. I'm shocked at times I'm alive, truthfully. But there's a reason for it, just like there is for you. You're here for a reason. If you're watching this, it's not coincidence. We just have to figure out, what is your strength zone? Like I was saying with the speaking. I have report cards over there that say speaks too much in class, lacks interest, doesn't show any desire. And the truth is, I had the same gifts, talents, and abilities since ever. I have video footage of me entertaining the whole family, talking, putting on a show, helping people. I have people that tell me stuff. I just never saw it. And as time goes on, I see more and more. So when people are saying, well, I wish I was younger again, I can't say that that's the case. there may be a few things that you go, you know what, had I known then what I know now, everyone says that hindsight's 20/20 vision, but the stuff I've learned, instead of trying to prevent bad from happening, don't go out seeking it, but if it happens, don't ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Because every time looking back, everything that I've hated that has happened, and some of it just flat out doesn't make sense. Based on where I lived, how I grew up, what I was around, there are certain things in my life that just make absolutely no flippin' sense. And I look back now and realize it's because it's part of my story so I can help you. Because my life was going like this. And then it went... Weird. Weird. Just weird. No better way to explain it than weird. But then I fast forward 5 years and someone comes up to me and there's about an 80% chance it was you. And then you said something to me and I go, oh my gosh, I can relate to that. And I go, oh, okay. Because if you've never gone through anything, how can you help someone else through it? How can you help someone go through something you've never overcome? And I see that in business where people say they can help with something and they might not be the best person because they just started doing it. Now, I'm not saying don't go out and do stuff. There's been times where I go, you know what? Let's go for it. And I don't have 15 years experience with it. But at least be upfront with it and say, hey, I'm starting this new thing. I'm 100% confident I can help you. I want you to know this is, you're going to be a charter member. You're going to be my first client. You're going to be my whatever. I know I'm confident I can help you. And I'm going to, the reason you should go with me is because I'm not going to stop till I get it right. At least be transparent. Don't act like you don't know what you don't know. And I'm so excited because for the longest time, I had a mindset of, I knew where I wanted to be, but I think deep down I knew I wasn't there. So I was always hesitant. And when you stay there for so long, when I wrote the first book here, Video Marketing for Business Owners, you can read it, get your copy and you will see, here it is. I'll crap the legal stuff, stealing content warning. Okay, I can't read this, I'll cry. Right here, the dedication. I remember this night clear as day. Everyone that had helped me. I'm not going to tell you what it says because I want you to experience it. I remember that night because it was my first book and it was very, very emotional for me because I had failed English 7 times and now I'm publishing a book and I knew it was going to be a bestseller, a #1 bestseller, and now #1 international bestseller. That was a little mental mind game I had to overcome. It had nothing to do with the value of video in my knowledge. Just because someone doesn't see the value in you doesn't mean it's not there. So I'm having a great day. I wanted to share it with you. You have value, you have worth. Whatever is going on in your life, ignore it. God is with you. God is for you. Focus on your strength. The second I went to band, choir, and drama and stopped acting like I even gave a crap about math. Truth is, I'm really great at math. I have a great memory. It's true. So why did I do bad? Because everyone around me told me I did. I was in AP classes because I belong there. And you might too. And if you don't, that's totally fine. It has nothing to do with your self-worth. It just means you have a different skill set. Let me see if I can find this one. Post a link for this. I think it's Einstein fish tree. And this one, sums up a lot. I'll put it here, view image. It says for a fair, check the link right here. There's a monkey, an elephant, a penguin, a fish, and a seal, and a coyote. And there's a guy sitting there judging everyone. I don't know if you ever felt like this in school or after, but I sure as heck did. It said for a fair selection, everyone has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. And I saw it for the first time, that exact picture, and it had Einstein's quote. And I'm putting a link to that here. Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it'll live its whole life believing that it is stupid. And that's what I used to believe in school, because everyone else was the smart kids. And I was the fun troublemaker. Who would go call into detention, all that. Turns out, I was born to be an entrepreneur. I am also a genius. I used to joke and say I have a 182 IQ. I just have to dumb myself to be relatable. And you know what? I did exactly that. You are more powerful than you believe. And that ties me into Marianne Williamson's poem. Marianne Williamson. Our greatest fear. Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear, our deepest fear. Here it is. Marianne Williamson. I don't think I've ever gotten through this. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful than beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are we not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about sinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people the permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. And these things they have been stirring inside me ever since I can remember. Here's a link to that. You have so much inside of you. And I just want to encourage you to take a look at it. Look at your strength. Look at your purpose. What has God called you to do? And are you doing it? And it might be scary as heck. And there's been times it's, ask me privately. There's been times it feels like Satan is right here just going, if you think that was bad, watch this. And you feel hopeless and helpless and like no one cares. And there's an image I've had ever since I started trusting God more. And if you imagine a boxing ring, you're one of the fighters going against Satan in the world. I don't know if it's a trainer or ringer or coach or whatever you call it, the boxing term. But just imagine you got knocked out. You're bleeding. Teeth are missing. You just got hit hard. You almost got knocked out. And you just want to quit. I love this music, but I don't think this was the right music for this cast. Whatever. I just picture yourself with God rubbing your shoulders, taking a towel, you know, one of those towels that you wipe the sweat off with. You do one of these things. He's just massaging your shoulders, whispering in your ear, one more round. One more round, you've got this. I'm with you. And you might not believe you can make it to the end. Lord knows I haven't. But you can go one more round. And you've already won. And you know it. So I hope you're having a good day, because those are great, and maximize them. Take pictures, take video, live it, live it with the ones you love. And if you're not having a good day, you should be even more excited, because you're on the verge of a breakthrough. And it's going to be awesome, and you're never going to return to your old life again. And it's going to be better than you imagined, in a higher quantity than you imagined. And you'll have that much more capacity to help other people. Think about like the trading cards or in a video game or in a board game or anything. It's like, what's your character? You know, who's your character? What's the energy level? What's the integrity level? What's the emotional level? What's, you know, whenever you don't feel like it, just envisioning leveling up. Going, I'm going to be the better version of myself. It's not about being the best. It's just being better than you were yesterday. And I'm excited because I can look at you right now and share that today I'm a lot better than I was yesterday. So with that, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm excited to help you. Have a great day, and God bless.